hell was that?
These first clips come from a woman living deep in the Appalachian Mountains, an area where nights are often quiet, but not always peaceful. Over time, she had experienced a number of strange disturbances after dark. The problem was never the lack of activity. It was the difficulty of capturing it in time. By the time she reached for her phone, the sounds were usually gone. But on 2 separate occasions, she managed to record what she had been hearing. In the first clip, she notices the now familiar sounds drifting from the wooded area surrounding her home. This time, instead of hesitating, she instinctively grabs her phone, steps outside, and begins filming. At first, people's natural assumption might be wildlife. Forests are filled with animals capable of producing unsettling noises, especially at night. But as many viewers pointed out, something about this audio feels off. It doesn't quite follow the rhythm or tone people typically associate with common wildlife in the region. She later explained that she had heard similar sounds before, just never this close to her house. That proximity is what unsettled her the most. Still, she felt a strange sense of relief finally having it documented. The second clip occurred on a different night altogether. She and her husband were driving home after an evening out, expecting nothing more than a quiet return through familiar roads. But then, something along the side of the road caught their attention. Something neither of them had ever seen before.
Body? Oh my God, for some reason it's giving me vibes.
A little bit.
Really suspicious. Like hunkering down. Can you see it? Look with your naked eye.
Like it's looking like it's leaning forward.
Yeah, and it's
like prey.
Like, you know, butt moving in the back. Butt moving in the back. See it? I don't want to do this anymore.
Even on camera, it's difficult to determine exactly what is standing there. According to her, the shape carried certain animal-like features, but not enough to confidently identify it as anything known. What disturbed them most, and what viewers later focused on, was the way its head appeared to rotate unnaturally, almost as if turning far beyond what any normal living creature should be capable of. To this day, she and her husband have no clear explanation for what they saw that night. They don't know whether the roadside figure had any connection to the strange sounds she had been hearing around their home, or if the two events were completely separate. The footage has divided viewers ever since. Some insist it must have been a regular animal, misidentified in low light or distorted by perspective. Others believe the movement was too unnatural to dismiss. And then there are those who are convinced it was something far less ordinary, something that doesn't fit neatly into the category of wildlife at all. What makes this linger isn't just what was seen or heard, but the fact that no one can agree on what it truly was. So now I'm really curious. What do you think? A trick of the light and sound, an unfamiliar but natural explanation, or something that shouldn't have been there in the first place? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, strange shapes and sounds in the darkness are one thing, but in the Appalachian wilderness, sometimes the real warning sign isn't movement, it's silence. Which takes us to this next clip that was shared by TikTok user Moshmob, a creator known for posting captivating footage of himself riding his e-skate through dense forests and sprawling cities alike. His content usually revolves around freedom, movement, and the thrill of exploring unfamiliar terrain. It's clear he's an adventurous spirit, someone who genuinely enjoys sharing those moments with his audience. But this particular video was different. At the time, he was on a solo camping trip deep in the Appalachian wilderness. Like always, he had his camera rolling, talking casually to his followers and expressing gratitude for the support they'd shown him. There was nothing unusual about the scene at first, just another peaceful moment in nature. Until it wasn't.
Getting some fresh air, and I wanted to thank everybody for getting that video to 1 million views. That was pretty crazy. I didn't expect that at all. Usually I'm stuck in like the 200-300 range, but out here in Appalachia, you kind of experience some really weird stuff, and it's hard to explain, but I like hanging back in the woods. It's just really creepy sometimes. You know, do you guys... All the noise just disappeared. Time to go.
In an instant, the forest goes completely silent. The background noise, insects, distant rustling, the subtle life that normally fills wooded areas, drops away all at once. It's abrupt, unnatural, the kind of silence that doesn't feel peaceful, but watchful. Very little context was given after the clip surfaced, and no clear explanation followed. But there's an old saying among experienced hikers and outdoorsmen. If you're in the woods and everything suddenly goes quiet, you're the only one who doesn't know why. The video dates back to September of last year, and Moshmob has continued posting content since then, which suggests that whatever happened that night didn't escalate into something worse. Still, survival doesn't erase the feeling. Being alone in a remote stretch of the Appalachian region, with miles of wilderness surrounding you, and hearing the forest shut down like that, it's the kind of moment that lingers long after the camera stops recording. Even if nothing happened, it's the possibility of what could have been there that makes it unsettling. And if you were alone in the woods and the entire forest suddenly fell silent around you, would you stay and investigate, or pack up and leave immediately? Let me know what you would have done in the comments below. And while you're doing that, we head into this next clip where the woods don't fall silent. They start speaking. Literally. A concerned mother named Felicia lives in a remote area of the Appalachian Mountains, right where the forested ridgelines intersect with nearby gypsum mines. Over time, her family has grown accustomed to strange and unexplained disturbances that seem to surface after dark, unsettling but familiar enough that they've learned to live with them. Felicia has attempted to install security cameras around the property, using systems from 3 different companies, yet each one inexplicably fails, repeatedly showing the same message: video unavailable. During one daytime incident, her son suddenly begins crying after hearing what he believes are the voices of his father and sister calling from the porch, even though neither of them is home.
What'd you hear?
I heard a help or something.
On the back porch?
There's one back there.
Okay, hold on.
And then it's like I heard Lila's voice say it, and then I heard Dad just say hey, and I didn't do anything about it because I don't know.
Sissy's voice?
Yes. And then I heard some whistling.
I need you. Okay, I need you to. Okay, alright. I'm gonna stay upstairs because Gunner is freaked out. He's freaked out. Alright. It was loud and it was Lila.
I heard Dad's voice just say hey.
Yeah. So there's 2 different voices on the back porch. I'm not opening the door. I am upstairs with Gunner right now. There's nobody out there, Michael.
As she waits for help to arrive, Felicia starts to hear it herself. What initially sounded like imagination slowly becomes harder to ignore, the tone carrying a familiarity that makes it far more disturbing than a random noise drifting through the woods.
Oh my God. Why is my door opening? But there's nobody out there. Look at all the dogs. Don't mind the beat band. Look at the dogs. They are froze.
The voice becomes clearer, calling out, asking for help. Almost immediately, the dogs react. They freeze in place, their bodies tense, breathing heavy as they begin forcefully exhaling, as if they sense something just beyond their sight. Felicia keeps recording, unsure whether stopping would make things worse.
Look at the dogs. Don't.
As the dogs move toward the window, they are suddenly startled by something outside, something unseen, yet close enough to trigger an instant, instinctive fear. Felicia later explains that disturbances like this usually happen under the cover of darkness, when visibility is limited and fear feels easier to explain away. But this was different. This was daytime. Clear. Undeniable. What troubles her most isn't just what she heard, but how convincingly familiar the voices sounded, and how easily they could have drawn someone outside. With her children nearby, the thought alone is enough to leave her shaken. To this day, she still doesn't know what was calling out from beyond the porch, or what might have happened if someone had answered. If you were in her position, how would you have handled it? As always, let me know what you think in the comments below. And with that, we head into this clip that was shared by someone living deep in the Appalachian region, in an area so remote that nights are usually defined by silence rather than sound. Most evenings are calm, almost comforting, the kind of quiet you grow used to when there's nothing around for miles. But on this night, that silence was broken. Strange noises began echoing from somewhere near the house. Not loud enough to clearly identify, but present enough to make it impossible to ignore. The kind of sound that instantly puts you on edge without explaining why. Stepping outside only made the feeling worse. Whatever was happening didn't feel natural, and it didn't feel safe. Sensing something was wrong, the person began recording, hoping to capture whatever was unfolding just beyond the darkness.
Mike.
Very little context was ever provided alongside the clip. No follow-up, no explanation, no confirmation of what caused the sounds. And because of that, what was really happening that night remains uncertain. When the footage began circulating online, viewers quickly started forming their own theories. Some claimed they could hear a voice calling out the word ayuda, meaning help in both Spanish and Portuguese. Others believed they heard something even more disturbing, interpreting the sounds as someone saying, "Let go of her neck." Whether either interpretation is accurate is impossible to say, but neither explanation offers any comfort. One thing most people seemed to agree on was that the situation sounded serious enough to warrant calling the police. But whether the person filming ever made that call has never been confirmed. The clip ends without answers, leaving only speculation, fear, and an unsettling sense of unfinished business. So if you were in that situation, alone, late at night, hearing something like this just outside your home, what would you have done? Now, with that question lingering, we move on to this chilling footage that was captured by Ian. Ian is a popular and well-loved YouTuber you might recognize from his channel, Midwest Ghost Hunter. As the name suggests, Ian has always been fascinated by the unknown. His mission? To capture undeniable proof of the paranormal on camera and share it with his audience, evidence of what he has believed in for years. But this time, he would push himself further than ever before. Instead of exploring an abandoned house or an old cemetery, Ian decided to take on something far more dangerous. A night alone in one of the most notoriously haunted forests in the country. No friends, no backup, just him, his equipment, and whatever was lurking in the dark. It was March 25th, 2024, a cold, crisp night, when Ian set out on his eerie journey.
What's up, guys? Midwest Ghost Hunter here, bringing you yet another Ghost Hunting Alone video. In this video, I'm going to be investigating two different locations. The first is a haunted bridge, known as the Red Bridge. It is said to be haunted by a woman who drove her car off of the bridge and was killed. The second location I'm going to be investigating is called the Man Mound Park. It memorializes a giant Native American burial mound that dates somewhere back between 800 and 1200 AD.
Logging in with his viewers, he explained his plan and gave a brief history of the location. With his camera rolling, he stepped inside his car and began the long drive, heading toward his destination, the infamous Red Bridge. A location shrouded in eerie folklore, where locals whispered about shadowy figures, unexplained noises, and the spirit of a woman forever trapped in the night.
There she is, the Red Bridge. I think this is actually my first haunted bridge video on this channel. I'm intrigued to see if this ghost lady will come out and talk to me.
After an hour and a half of driving, Ian finally arrived. His first priority? Making sure he was truly alone. He carefully checked the area, ensuring there were no other people lurking nearby.
Oh yeah. Just a bunch of rocks and the other side of the bridge. So I'm kind of wondering where this crash would have taken place. I'd imagine they would have had to have driven off somewhere over here, kind of to the side of the bridge, or maybe even over there on that side. I'm gonna make my way back up and do some thermal.
Finding no sign of anyone around, he decided it was time to begin his investigation. With his ghost hunting equipment in hand, he started sweeping the area, scanning for any sign of paranormal activity. That's when things took an unsettling turn.
Ma'am, could you show yourself on this bridge? Oh, whoa. What the f? Whoa, that bridge just moved. I might be going crazy, but I saw that branch over there start swaying back and forth. I know it's windy, but it isn't that windy. Okay, I gotta check this out.
Something unexplainable happened. A chilling sensation crept up his spine. His breath turned shallow, and the hairs on the back of his neck stood on end. He wasn't alone. Instead of turning back, Ian did what few would dare. He walked straight toward the three to see if he could make contact with whoever was out there.
It was this one. Right here. That thing was just moving like crazy. I mean, it's one thing if like all of the brush was moving, but it was just that single one, isolated. How do you explain that? If you're a spirit and you just moved this tree here, could you move it again? No way! It just moved! I gotta look at this. This thing just moved again. On command. And look at this. For all the skeptics out there, there is no fishing line, nothing. Uncut video.
It seemed that Ian had made direct contact with something powerful, something unlike anything he had ever encountered before. A chilling force surrounded him, sending a shiver down his spine. The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end, and a deep sense of unease washed over him. His instincts screamed that he wasn't alone. Wanting to confirm what he was feeling, he reached for his camera and began taking pictures, hoping to capture whatever was lurking in the darkness.
Whoa, I think I got something in that one. I caught another one. Whoa, there's a freaking mist right over here. And it's gone now. It's completely gone. Whoa. Holy moly, it was just right over here. And now it's completely gone. Who's over here? Could you tell me your name? I'm getting like a tingly feeling in my whole body. Whoa! I just heard a woman's voice. I couldn't tell what she said, but it sounded like it came from, like, under the bridge.
Terrified by the series of unexplainable events unfolding around him, Ian tried to reason with himself. There has to be a logical explanation for all of this, right? Desperate for answers, he decided to check underneath the bridge, thinking that maybe someone was hiding there.
I'm gonna try to get as far down here as I can. Hello? Oh my God, this is so freaking nuts. I'm literally hearing her voice echoing from down here.
Did you hear that? It seemed as though Ian had truly made contact with something unseen, something powerful. Let's enhance the audio so you can hear it more clearly. There it is, a voice. And not just any voice. It sounded like that of a woman. But where did it come from? Ian was determined to find out. Without hesitation, he grabbed his spirit box, a device that ghost hunters use to communicate with rumored spirits. What happened next took the evening in a far more terrifying direction.
Whoa! Dude, I just seen like a figure over there. It literally looked like somebody walking over there. But there's nobody over there. Bridge! She just said bridge on here. I gotta get a good look over there. Hello, is somebody over there? Oh! Oh! Holy shit! That was loud. Oh God. There's nobody out here. I'm the only one here. Where could that noise? What could have caused it? Hello? What the fuck? There's like wet spots on the bridge. I do not remember those being there. And what's terrifying is that this is where I saw that figure walking. Hello? I can hear you clanging around over there. Oh, what the f? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out. My booster light is dying. I'm on my last set of batteries. I think I had enough of this place. What the f was that? She literally splashed in the water. Yeah, that's it. I'm good. I'm good.
That was it. That was his breaking point. Shaken to his core, Ian decided he had had enough of this place. The sheer number of unexplainable phenomena happening around him was becoming too much to bear. Ian decided to move on to the next supposedly haunted location, hoping it would help him regain his composure. But of course, that was not what fate had in store for him.
Here we are. Jeez, that was creepy. I don't know what kind of animal that is. Sounds animalistic, whatever that was. You can see all the different plaques here they got. That's a map of different effigy mounds around Wisconsin. And then this is what the mound looks like right here. That's just right up ahead, over there.
As he arrived at the new location, a fleeting sense of calm washed over him. His nerves settled slightly, but he had no idea what awaited him in the darkness.
Just to make note, there is a farm right next to here. So if you hear mooing or other animal sounds, that is where that's coming from. That was a bit different. What the hell was that? Okay, that came from over here. That sounds almost like whistling. I mean, it could be coming from the wind, but I don't know. It sounds strange.
With his night vision camera in hand, Ian carefully scanned the area. The forest stretched out before him, silent and unmoving, until it wasn't. Strange sounds cut through the stillness, sharp and unnatural. His pulse quickened as he stood frozen, eyes darting around, trying to locate the source.
Oh my God. It's getting louder. That's a donkey. Didn't think I'd be communicating with one of those. That's so strange. What could that sound be? I'm not really hearing it anymore either. So if I hear those whistling sounds now, I'll know that that wasn't the wind. But as of now, I think it's kind of up in the air. Okay, I'm pretty sure I just heard voices.
Cautiously, Ian ventured deeper into the forest. The further he walked, the louder the sounds became. At first, it was just a faint whistling, an eerie tune carried on the wind. Then, voices, whispers, low murmurs that seemed to echo all around him. But who would be out here at 3 a.m.? It didn't make sense. Still, he knew better than to let his guard down. Carefully, he scanned the area, his breath shallow as he tried to make sense of what was happening. That's when he saw it. Something horrifying.
Whoa! What the hell was that? That was a glowing anomaly. It just appeared and disappeared.
A strange, unexplainable light in the distance, moving slowly through the trees. It wasn't like a flashlight. It was too dim, too erratic. Was it something supernatural? Or was someone lurking in the woods, with a flashlight, probably watching him?
Who's over there? I see you. Oh, I just heard that. That was a fully vocalized voice, and he literally just responded to me. Holy moly, that gave me such chills. That was freaking wild. It's like he rose up from the ground and spoke to me.
Trying to keep his composure, Ian made his way to the other side of the open area, hoping to put some distance between himself and whatever was lurking in the darkness. But just as he was about to walk away, the noises around him began to intensify, as if someone was tracking his every movement.
There's that whistling. I heard a whistle. Again. Okay, so I wasn't going crazy earlier. That just came from these woods. I'm gonna try whistling back, see what happens. Oh God, oh God. Yeah, I kinda knew better. I was warned against whistling in the woods. I heard it was bad juju. Oh, do I dare investigate it?
Despite the unease clawing at his chest, Ian wasn't one to back down easily. He had come here for answers, and he wasn't about to leave without them. Taking a deep breath, he pushed forward, venturing deeper into the woods, determined to locate the source of the noises. He tried to rationalize the situation. Perhaps this was just some person playing a cruel joke on him, but deep down, he knew better. The air is too charged with unnatural energy. Something wasn't right.
Here goes. Oh gosh. I have a bad feeling about doing this. Oh God. What the hell? Those sounded like footsteps. That was coming from over this way. Is there somebody over here? Oh God. This area is completely fenced off. But this is where I heard it. He was in here. Hello? Oh my God, it literally sounds like somebody walking over there. I can literally hear him in the grass. Those were straight up footsteps over there.
Then, suddenly, the footsteps started. They weren't his, and they weren't distant. They were all around him. It was as if something unseen was circling him, moving just beyond the reach of his vision. His breath hitched as he whipped around, his night vision camera scanning the area frantically, but no matter where he looked, there was no one there. Let's enhance the audio so you can hear it for yourself.
What the hell is that? It was another freaking glow. I just saw it. I just saw it again. It was right over here. I just seen it. Hello? Oh wait, shh. Listen. I'm utterly speechless right now. Those were some of the clearest footsteps I've ever heard.
Unnerved, Ian could only come to one conclusion. There were no people out here. The relentless sounds, the phantom footsteps, the chilling whispers, yet not a single soul in sight. And that light, it wasn't natural. This had to be something paranormal. There was no other explanation. Determined to get concrete proof, he decided to make contact one final time. Reaching into his pocket, he pulled out his spirit box, the device many ghost hunters use to communicate with spirits.
What was the whistling I heard? What? Oh God, no. No, no, no. I do not like that. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but that sounded like it said Wendigo. Did you just say what I think you just said? What if that's what I've been talking to? On the spirit box. What if I'm talking to a... you know what? I'm shutting this off. Okay, I think I'm done with this. I'm gonna continue investigating, but I don't want to explore anything to do with that, so I'm staying away from the woods. I'm just gonna stick to the mound.
Wendigo. The moment the word crackled through the speaker, a cold dread settled over Ian like a suffocating weight. Wendigos are not just spirits. They are cannibalistic entities rooted in Algonquian folklore, known for their insatiable hunger and malevolent nature. Legends say that even laying eyes on a Wendigo is a harbinger of impending death, a warning that something terrible is about to happen. And right now, standing alone in the middle of these cursed woods, Ian had no intention of tempting fate any further. Deciding that he had pushed his luck far enough, he immediately ended his investigation. Whatever was here, whatever he had made contact with, it was far too powerful, far too dark. This wasn't something to play around with. Needing to clear his mind and regain some sense of control, Ian made his way toward a nearby mountain, hoping that distancing himself from the site would help ease the fear creeping through his veins. But just as he reached the top of the hill, something happened that made his blood run cold.
What the? Holy! Something just freaking ran right in front of me. Oh God, I nearly pissed myself. I kind of feel like I'm agitating the spirits right now. I don't think it's a good idea for me to stay much longer. Okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. Oh God.
Terrified, Ian finally reached his breaking point. His body acted before his mind could process it. He sprinted out of the forest. Whatever lurked in these woods, he wanted no part of it anymore. The drive home was eerily silent. No music, no distractions, just the endless stretch of road and the thoughts racing through his mind. The events of the night played over and over again, each moment more unsettling than the last. First the Red Bridge, and now this. It was undeniable. There was no way a human could have orchestrated what he had just experienced. This was paranormal. By the time Ian finally arrived home, exhaustion weighed heavily on him, but his mind refused to rest. Crawling into bed, he stared at the ceiling, haunted by the memories of the night. No matter how much he tried to rationalize it, the evidence was overwhelming. This investigation would stay with him forever. Now people like Ian enter the woods expecting the unknown. For others, it finds them when they least want nor expect it. The next clip was recorded by a man who had simply set out for an evening hike with his 2 dogs in a wooded area of the Appalachian region. It was meant to be peaceful, a quiet way to unwind, to reconnect with nature, and to let his dogs roam freely through the trees. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until, without warning, a blood-curdling scream tears through the forest.
What was it, girls? Did I get you? Did you guys hear that, though? Yeah. Possible Wendigo. Sounds like couple.
It isn't faint. It isn't distant. It's the kind of sound that instantly triggers something primal, the kind that makes you stop breathing for a second. The man immediately begins filming, trying to capture whatever just echoed through the trees.
What was it, girls? Get you? You guys hear that one? Yeah. Possible Wendigo. Sounds like couple.
As you saw, his dogs react at the exact same moment. But instead of curiosity, instead of alert excitement, their response appears tense and distressed. Their energy changes. This isn't interest. It looks like fear. What happened next remains unclear. There was no confirmed follow-up explaining whether he chose to investigate or leave the area immediately. The clip ends with more questions than answers. Naturally, the comment section filled up quickly. Some viewers insisted it was likely wildlife, perhaps a fox, a bobcat, or another animal capable of producing surprisingly human-like screams. Others weren't convinced, pointing to the dog's reaction. They weren't pulling toward the sound. They weren't trying to track it. They seemed unsettled by it. And then there were those who went further, suggesting something far less conventional, referencing the cryptids and unexplained creatures that have long been tied to Appalachian folklore. Whatever the source of that scream was, one thing is certain. Hearing something like that while surrounded by trees and fading daylight is enough to make anyone reconsider how alone they really are. So what do you think it was? A distressed animal? Something more human? Or something that shouldn't have been there at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. One thing is for sure, a scream in the forest is terrifying. But what if the horror doesn't stay outside? In the following video, a woman named Simone was walking near a wooded area in the Appalachian region when she came across something she didn't expect.
It's creepy as out here, I'm not gonna lie. I really... hold on. Why is there a camera in the woods? Oh, is that covered in blood?
While moving through the woods, Simone finds a camera lying on the ground. At first glance, it looks out of place, and there appear to be dark stains on it that look like blood. Curious and a little uneasy, Simone takes a closer look and realizes the camera still has some battery left.
You're not gonna believe this. I just found a camera out here with something that looks like it could be blood on it. I have no idea, but I think there's still some battery on it, so there could be some footage on here.
Instead of leaving it behind, curiosity gets the better of her. She takes the camera home and plugs it in, wanting to see what might be on it. Once it powers on, she discovers there are 3 video files saved on the camera. She plays the first clip. As the camera slowly pans to the left, a dark figure can be seen standing behind a tree, watching the person filming. Moments later, it steps out of view, as if it doesn't want to be seen. Simone explains that the second video on the camera disturbed her far more than the first, and that she wasn't ready to post it yet. Not long after reviewing the footage, however, she begins to notice strange things happening around her house. She says she often feels like she's being watched, even when she's alone.
It's been months. It's been months and I haven't been able to tell anyone. I haven't been able to post anything since I found those videos. Weird things have been happening to me and I don't know what's going on. I'm so scared. I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
She also starts having vivid nightmares about the shadowy figure and claims she sometimes wakes up seeing it standing inside her room. Growing more frightened, Simone posts an update online, asking for advice and help.
I keep having nightmares since I saw the first video. I close my eyes and I still see that shadow. And it haunts me. And just when I think I can get away and I open my eyes, it's there in my bedroom, right in front of me on my bed. Please help me.
The following night, she's asleep when a loud, sudden noise wakes her up. She manages to record what happens next. Terrified, she stays in place and waits for the noise to stop.
It's the middle of the night and I just got woke up again. It's coming for me. It's in my house. The noises are coming from the kitchen. Listen. That's the noise that wakes me up every night. It gets me. It wakes me up in my dreams. It wakes me up from my sleep.
Eventually, she builds up the courage to open her door and look outside. And what she captures is unsettling.
You see that? There's a shadow in the corner of the kitchen. I know I'm not seeing things. I know I'm not. I know you guys saw that.
If you look closely at the footage, a dark figure can be seen standing in the corner of the kitchen, partially hidden, almost as if it's trying not to be noticed. A few nights later, she sees it again.
What is that? What is that in the corner? I think it's moving around my apartment at night.
This time, the figure appears to be hiding behind a wall late at night, barely visible. Not long after that, it returns once more, but the activity feels different.
That noise, it's been like this all night. I can't make it stop. And when I get up and check the door, there's no one there. Oh my God, I'm fucking terrified. Go away. Go away. I don't want to make it stop. I don't want to make them go away.
The presence lasts longer and seems more aggressive. Too afraid to open her door, Simone stays in bed, feeling like whatever this is getting worse. And she's right.
Do you guys hear that? No one is home. My sister left for the whole weekend. Who is that? Who is that in my house?
While home alone again, she starts hearing a voice calling out to her, even though no one else is there. The voice sounds exactly like her sister. And it doesn't stop there.
It's getting worse, and I haven't been able to tell anyone or go anywhere because I don't have anywhere to go, and I don't have anyone who's believing me. At first, it was my sister, but now I hear my mom. And she doesn't live here. She lives on the other side of the country, and I just called her, and she's in her own home. She's not here right now. So who is that? I've gone through the whole entire apartment. There is no one else here but me. No one else.
Many viewers warn Simone that this could be a mimic, something said to imitate the voices of people you trust in order to lure you out. After these incidents, she posts another update explaining what's been happening.
Ever since I started making these videos, the entity, it's been changing, been morphing into different things, scaring me in different ways. At first I thought it was all in my head, but it's changed into shadow.
Some viewers believe the dark shape visible above her head in the footage could be the same figure seen watching her earlier, though it's difficult to say for sure. A few days later, she's disturbed once again.
It's back again. It's back again tonight. Who is it? What do you want? The fuck?
A door inside her apartment begins to open on its own. When she goes to check, there's no one there. Then, on December 27th, 2025, Simone leaves her apartment and walks toward her car.
I was just walking out of my apartment. And look. You see that? You see that shadow? It's following me.
As she approaches, a dark figure can be seen standing behind the vehicle, completely still, as if waiting for her to get closer. She notices it just in time and runs back inside. Since then, Simone says the figure seems to follow her everywhere, and that whatever is happening hasn't stopped. Many viewers believe the person who originally left the camera behind may have been experiencing the same thing, and that by taking it, Simone may have brought whatever it is into her life. She has yet to share the remaining 2 videos found on the camera. Until then, this story remains unresolved. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, click to see more on the video on screen.